Namaste, World Raisers. Sabina and Roger here. It is Meditation Monday, and we thought we're not just going to meditate with you, but also hear, stories from meditators and also teachings on meditation. We picked Russel Brand. We do like Russel Brand. We watch him every now and then. He's quite a fun guy and had quite a transformation happening in his life.
Yeah, so this should be good. He meditated every day, and this is what happened. So let's find out.
Yeah, after you hit the like and subscribe button and check us out on Patreon for more reactions.
I've meditated every day. This is what has happened.
For how long?
I've started doing videos on how I've meditated every day. But more importantly than that, probably, is that my assumption of who I am has been challenged because I have a daily experience of consciousness that is distinct from my individual sense of myself. Not to say that often when I sit down meditating, I just sort of close my eyes and I'm thinking, just stuff going on in my head. And I think all you're doing really is closing your eyes. The type of meditation that I primarily do is called transcendental meditation. It's just the name. It's a form of mantra meditation where you think a word given to you by your teacher, and whenever you notice you're not thinking that word, you return to it. Eventually, through the repetition of this word, sometimes the mind kind of sinks into a state of deep awareness where you are not continually involved in the construction of inner narrative. Put simply, the sense of thinking continually, like, oh God, this meditation's a bit boring, oh, that was terrible, this thing happened, I wish I could do that, I'd like to, maybe one day I will learn how to do scuba diving, like that stops and it's just a beautiful sense of peace. I noticed that part of the point of meditation is to return myself continually to the present, to the moment, to watch how I have a tendency mentally to be thinking about something from the past or projecting to something in the future as kind of inability to just be still and be present in the moment. The mantra gives the mind something to do so that it has that to think, like your little mind's a child and you give it a yo-yo or a biscuit or something, or a PS4 these days, and you say, you play with that, I'll be over here. Now, as that particular piece of language suggests, it's as if the thinking mind is not the ultimate self, almost as if there are many, many selves. If you think of the Olympian pantheistic model, it's like there's the god of war, the god of love, the messenger god, the ultimate god, the god of under the sea, the various different forms of deities. Meaning, in practical and individual terms, that sometimes I am governed by different humours. When my blood is up, I'm a different person. There are decisions I'll make when I'm angry, or decisions I'll make when I'm fearful, that I would never consider making otherwise. Meditation means that the crucible or the screen upon which all of these images are reflected becomes somewhat, not elevated, but at least I'm aware, like say all the gods live on Mount Olympus, I'm aware of myself as Mount Olympus and not all of the different gods. I'm aware that, hold on, I'm the continuum, or in the language of Rumi, I am a guest house and there are many visitors, jealousy, sadness, rage, anger, love. You know, and when you're in love, it consumes you and there's nothing but the love. That's why it's so beautiful, isn't it? That early bliss of falling in love, that giddy euphoria, that almost hysteria, the moments when you find out they like you too and you go, what did you, and then you have those first revelatory conversations. What about there when we were talking that time? Yeah, oh no, God, I already liked you then. The giddy silly bliss of those days. To be free from the self, almost like what we really want is to be free of the self. We will take drugs to be free of the self. We watch movies to be free of the self. We buy clothes, eat food, fall in love to be free of the self. And yet, are we continually telling one another, be yourself, as if that something can be realised through this constructed identity. Meditation helped me to understand that I am not what I think and feel. I am witnessing what I think and feel. And as I do that, I'm less likely to get involved in altercations, conflicts, or problems that are as a result of my thoughts and feelings. They still happen, and I still have the thoughts and feelings, but my relationship with them is changing. It's getting easier.
Nice.
Furthermore, I'm more relaxed, more calm, less concerned about external things, less tied to material things. Still have those things. I've been long indoctrinated and inculcated by the culture I was born into. So I still care what other people think about me, want people to respect me and be attracted to me. All of those things that come with being a human animal socialized in the time that I was socialized. But by having access to these, ancient, archaic principles of meditation, my perspective on myself and my life changes. And in fact, that's the point of them. That's why I always say that the mindfulness movement as an extraction of spiritual principles from their theological underpinnings is a disrespectful thing. Do some mindfulness in order to become a better lawyer, and then crack on. Even though I've heard very great teachers say, your meditation will improve your accountancy or your love making. David Lynch even once said to me when I was a lot younger, you will enjoy pornography even more when you meditate. But the true goal for me of the spiritual experience is to be free of watching pornography, to be free of caring about my professional duties, except for as they bear on helping others. I have to be a comedian that's useful to other people. I have to be a comedian that is loving in my personal relationships, that the aim becomes a kind of service of a higher or different good, a different good, not just contained within my individualistic, materialistic, rationalistic needs. I am me. I'm going to die one day. I better get as much stuff for me and my family as I possibly can. All those ideas, they abide in me. Yes, they do. But my journey, my intention, the map that I follow is one of transcendence. And by transcendence, I mean, first and foremost, we transcend the belief of who we are. And then perhaps together we can transcend the ideas of what a society is. We can start to think about, well, how could we form different systems, different communities together? How can I relate to other people differently? Is it possible that every interaction I have ends with that person feeling a little better for having known me, not somewhat diminished or somehow, I don't know, hurt or cheapened or wounded or dismissed, So it has, on one level, it's very simple and it's about kindness and recognition that who I thought myself to be was a construct. On a deeper level, it's the recognition that we are all one, that we probably all access the same place through meditation. And probably I say as if that can be ever proven, but it seems that there's a sort of a perennialism, a universalism to the way that these states are described throughout history and throughout various forms of documentation, even though the language might change. Well, it might be the angel Gabriel, or it might be the Holy Ghost, or it might be some transcendent mystical force, or it might be the bliss of oneness, or the freedom from the wheel. But it all, for me, seems like the same place we're all heading. We're all heading in the direction of oneness. We're all heading in the direction of love. And meditation is an invaluable tool on facilitating that journey. That's why I meditate every day, and that's why you should meditate every day. Hello, I'm doing these new videos more frequently now. Please hit the notification button at the end of this video, then you'll get a little bell when I post a new video, and I'd like you to get a little bell when I post a video.
Mindfulness bell.
I don't know, be buzzing away in your pocket. Sounds like I'd be like a little pocket mosquito. Anyway, subscribe, click the bell, because I want more people to watch the YouTube videos. You, specifically.
A pocket mosquito. That's awesome. He's a funny dude.
Yeah, so, quite a great celebrity and personality and comedian. Embracing his spiritual journey and his path. And it actually saved his life. I remember him talking about it. I think he was talking to Jordan Peterson and how at 27 he was big into, the drugs and the alcohol and all of that debauchery. And then he had breaking point, and then he came out of it, right? And even just you see the tattoos on his arms, right? He's got the chakras, he's got Ganesh. I think
Krishna.
I think Krishna's on there somewhere. He's got like a Christian quote with the cross. Not sure, I didn't read it, but anyways, so very spiritual on the journey and has practiced the meditation, and just to get that glimpse and that realization and that awareness. So of course he dived into some wisdom teachings, and I think that's paramount, and that's what he was talking about, how it was like a disservice, the mindfulness movement being extracted from the wisdom itself, right? So people doing mindfulness just as a sense of how can it help me become more calm and peaceful so I can get more of what I want? So not really in the sense of discovering who we truly are. So I do agree with him there, right? Where, the purpose of mindfulness is to be mindful of yourself and your true nature, and then so you can monitor those thoughts, and then come to the conclusion that, they're not really who I am. And then how he discovered and he hinted that, there's many selves, in the sense that the egoic being, our psychological construct, is different in different situations with different people and different, interactions. We're totally different, different in the state of mind, the level of consciousness that we're operating in the moment. So to get that touch, and then using his preferred meditation, transcendental meditation, and I have practiced, the same.
I don't know what it means.
Well, it's basically what he described. It's
the mantra.
Yeah, so it's japa, mantra. Japa is another word for mantra recitation.
Okay.
But in this sense, this is just a different form of it. I think it's what the Beatles were practicing as well, and then it got really popular. So anyways, we'll have to dive into that a little bit for Sabina, but basically that's what it is. You get a mantra, from your guru, and then you just use that as the fallback, and then you just go back to it again and again and again and again.
Okay.
And then eventually the mind settles.
Who's his teacher?
I'm not sure.
Who is his guru?
Yeah. Where did he get his mantra from? But anyways, it can help, even chanting, Om repeatedly,
of course,
right? Different practices, different types of meditation out there. And ultimately what it is, to help you settle the mind, to get a glimpse and have that experience of the awareness of awareness, right? When awareness is the radical subjectivity, it's the ground, it's the root of all experience. So ultimately, it's the true reality, right? And then everything else is a manifestation within that reality, within that stream of consciousness. So, and then the movement, and I love how, he's spreading spirituality. So he's hugely popular. He has his main channel, and I think this video was recorded on that main channel.
It's on the main channel, but he has a new one now. Yeah, Awakening with Russel.
Yeah, which is absolutely fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So anybody super mega popular, bringing spirituality to the forefront, and more understood and respected and more commonplace in society, we absolutely support them. So we love Russel Brand, and we love this video. If you liked it as much as we did, please hit that like button. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Do you follow Russel? Were you aware of him?
He's fun.
Yeah, we love him. So so fantastic. And remember, like Russel's
little rebel
mission and journey, and what he's holding in mind is the betterment and the upliftment of society, and we're all about the same thing. Because ultimately, we need to raise ourselves
and raise the world. Thank you so much, everyone. Russel Brand, we love you. Keep up the amazing work.
Yeah. Peace.